Hello, friends. Susan Axelrod here, the Confidence Coach. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. How long do you think work should take? This is an interesting question. I was meeting with a long-term client of mine, and she was talking about how long some things take. And I really said to her, it's really more about your experience. It feels like a long time to you because you've been doing this for a long time. But new programs, new offerings, new courses, new implementing new plans does take a little bit of time. But mostly, the thing to understand is it's all about you. How do you see the time that you're spending? And do you see the progress that you're making along the way? It may feel like things take a long time, but if you observe what it is that you've created and the productivity and progress through a lens of success, through a vision of seeing things happening that were formerly only in your mind, then it actually truncates how long it feels. So let's unpack this a little bit. When you work as hard as we do, when you're a woman in business for yourself or a man, when you're working on your own, when you're in your intuitive passion space, things come to you, they flood in, they fill in, and you really can see them and you can feel them. And you have this deep, intense desire to get it out of you, to put it into implementation. It feels like there's a lot of time passing, but if you self-observe your business, your productivity, you could realize that things are happening very quickly. How long things take is a product of your imagination. When you're an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, when you're in a passion business, when you're in your intuitive space, it feels like it takes a long time for things to actually happen. But if you imagine that part of the activity itself is the productivity, part of the activity is the productivity, then you will see from a different perspective. In my world, I have many examples of this where I changed the way I looked at things and then felt as if suddenly things changed just from the way I saw them differently. I used to want to have things be big and fast and miraculous. When I saw things through a lens of success, when I saw things through a lens of productivity, when I saw that my activity was my productivity, then I realized and calmed down about how things were going. I'm finding it hard to explain this to you and describe this to you, but this is such an important concept. I really want to make sure that you get it. When you're in the intuitive business space, when you just simply show up and what you're doing, it seems so fast to you, then it's important to understand that the activity along the way is part of the productivity of your business. If you have good systems in place to support the productivity, and if you're not afraid of money, if you know your numbers, if you feel the value of the worth that you're offering in business, then everything can work together in good synergy. When we work on our own, then a lot of times we're not sure about the activity, the productivity, even the results. This is one of the reasons I love working in accountability. This person I was meeting with, we've been working together for a very long time. And I said to her this morning, you have become the global leader in this industry because of the work that she had already done for so many years on her own. And then working together, we created a global outlet for this work. I can see this so easily, but she's the one who's in it day to day in that skin, right? I self-apply this quite a bit every day. There are many days, plenty of days that I wake up and think to myself, what am I doing here? Why bother with some of this? Do people care if I show up? Are people getting it? But those days are very rare for me now because I know the truth, which is that my activity is part of my productivity. I have a full book of clients. I have a self-supporting business in coaching. So I know the answers to all these questions are yes. It does matter if I show up. It does matter if I do this. It does matter, what it is that I'm doing with whom. It does matter whether or not I'm getting paid to do something in the spirit of my work. It does matter if I get paid well to do something so that I can keep my financial accounts growing and my life supported. All of these things do matter. When you work on your own in the passion business, in the intuitive business, if you don't have a system for these things, then you're not able to measure and evaluate how you're doing. If you do have a system, then along the way, keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. If it feels like your work is taking long, then go ahead, evaluate and measure. Create measures for yourself, evaluate what you're doing, and then have a conversation with yourself. Is it really long or is it ongoing? Is it operational? I have another client situation where we've been working together for a few years now. And all of a sudden, I say that in quotation marks because it seems like it's out of the blue, 2 tremendous opportunities were offered her, both of which she was ready to say yes to. And it seems like at the end of the year, after the entire year, all of a sudden these big opportunities happened. No, it's not all of a sudden at all. It's because she shows up for herself, her business, and her clients every day. And if any one day is a slow day for you, give yourself a break because there's still 4 or 5 or 6 other days in the week that might be a good day for you. So the question is, how long should your work take? And the answer is, how long do you see it? Transformation can be immediate if, for example, you realize that your activity along the way is part of your productivity in your work. How long should your work take you? I don't know. Do you have a system to evaluate your work? Do you have measures and markers in place along the way to know how well you're doing? How long should your work take you? I get up, I do my work every day. I'm complete at the end of the day. So that's short, right? But over a long term, I have my measures, my markers to know, is my client book full? Is my group ongoing? Is it effective? Are people telling me, like another client, a third client this morning said to me these exact words, you will never be able to understand the impact rippling out from my work with you. This is a young man. He was teaching a class of 14 or 15 other men between the ages of 30 and 40. And what he was teaching them was in his topic area, but he was teaching it in a way that was comfortable and confident and calm from his work with me. And he said to me, you did that. That was from my work with you. I was honestly astounded. Not that I question my work or I don't, I'm not confident or calm in the belief of what I offer, but still in all, the idea that, those 14 or 15 people would be impacted and all the concentric circles for each one of them going out further is a good day's work for me. So I hope you understand this concept. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will address them. I will get back to you personally if I need. This conversation is really important for your confident business. My goal with these videos is to help make sure that you are growing your financial accounts through your business. Because even today, a client conversation, somebody said, well, that person pays $18 a month to be in that group. And then they made excuses about all the kinds of things. And I said, if a person can only afford $18 a month to be in a group and they can't afford more than that, a real truer value of the worth through their own business accounts, then I'm not sure they have good financial flow in their business when they tell you over and over how much value they get from being in your group. So sorry to go on today, but I'm very passionate about this topic because especially when you're an entrepreneur or a solopreneur, often we're very impatient with ourselves. And I want to invite you to be more patient, see your activity as productivity, as long as you have a system for your business that has evaluation built in, measures and markers, and then you'll know. All right, friends, take good care. See you again soon.